Today we're going to make Anzac Day candle holders. You will need glue, glass jars, tissue paper, a silhouette, scissors, and a paintbrush. What you need to do first is cut out the silhouette, go all the way around it to cut it out. The next thing you will do is, if you have any white spots left over, use a black permanent marker to fill in the white gaps. Next, what you need to do is work out where you're going to position your silhouette. You can do this on the outside of the jar first. If it is a bit big for your glass jar, you can use a pair of scissors to trim the silhouette to size. Next, you're going to start gluing your silhouette into the jar. First, you'll need to have some glue and glue it to one spot in the jar where you plan to put your silhouette. You will need quite a bit of glue to make sure it stays in place. Next, you need to roll half of your silhouette that you've cut out already and place it into the jar using your fingers, and then you place more glue on the back side of the silhouette so it sticks into place. Now you're going to glue the other part of the silhouette by again painting the glue onto the glass jar and rolling the silhouette and putting it into place in the jar. Use the glue again to make sure it sticks down really well so it stays in place. Next, you're going to use strips of tissue paper, which are about in 2 centimeter squares. Now you're going to start with yellow at the bottom, and you're going to put the yellow squares all around the bottom of the jar and gluing them on carefully. You're going to add a orange and then a red layer until you get to the top of the jar, using the same process as you did before for the yellow layer. Now that you've done that, you are going to take a black permanent marker and write the words "Lest We Forget" on one of the sides that does not have a silhouette picture. Don't forget to put your initials at the bottom of the jar. If you've chosen to do the poppies design, you'll need a tall glass jar. Firstly, start by drawing the poppies onto a red piece of tissue paper. You'll need quite a lot of these to cover your jar. Once you have drawn all the poppies, you need to start cutting them out, and to do this, you cut them out bit by bit. You should have also drawn a circle in the middle using a black marker to show the middle of the flower. Keep cutting until all of the poppies are cut out, and then you can start gluing. To glue the poppies into the jar, you need to place the glue onto the inside of the jar and then begin putting your poppies inside. Continue doing this until all the poppies are inside and you're happy with your design. Once all your poppies are in place, you can start cutting out the paper you will need for your stems of your poppies. To do this, you need to cut across the width of your tissue paper, and then you're going to cut these strips into smaller lengths, and then you're going to place them inside the jar under each poppy to act as their stems. The next thing you're going to do is make the green grass for the bottom underneath the poppies or around the poppies. You'll now need to cut the grass into smaller sections so it's easier to glue into the jar. You may actually choose to make the grass smaller than what we've shown you in the video. It's up to you. Next, you place the glue around the bottom half of the jar and then glue in the grass. This will be the same process you do to cut out and glue in the sky around the top half of the jar. Now that you've glued in the grass and the sky using the tissue paper, you'll now need to take your permanent marker and write "Lest We Forget" around the top of the jar. Please don't forget to put your initials at the bottom of the jar.